Between the Horns is back, and as always, we are presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm JB Long with my friends DeMarco, Farr, Maurice Jones-Drew.
We made it.
Respectively bigger, faster, and stronger.
Oh. Yes, sir.
For the 2025 campaign.
I'm stronger.
No, you're doing a lot of walking, actually. And I love that you're posting on social media. I love watching that.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I love watching because then it
teaching me.
gets me going to start walking and doing more. Actually, I
Yes.
told you I started running and sore.
I keep seeing you walk through smoke and whatnot. You've been traveling the world.
Yeah, I did travel the world. I was spreading the word about the Rams in 2025
go.
request. Met a lot of good folks. We're excited.
Why don't we start right there? I was going to ask, what's the most fun you've had since we last sat down together? What's the summer summary?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh,
Well, wait a second.
It's like,
Wait a
where's
second.
Waldo? Yeah.
What happened to the mustache?
Oh, it's still there. I just let it all grow in. I'll grow it back. I haven't got a haircut in a while. It's been hard, man, to bounce back. We went to China, had a great time. Spent 10 days in China with the family, 2 days in Japan. I had the mustache because I wanted the pictures, and I'll show you later, to look like, when I edited them, to look like I was like a 1908 traveler.
Okay.
Right? Researcher, whatever it may be. So got to see the Great Wall, got to see a bunch of other stuff. Went to Shanghai, which is an awesome city. And it was awesome. It was fun. Hot.
Nice.
And I just slept. Finally, from like 10 to 5, I'm kind of getting back on my sleeping patterns. It's 2 weeks ago when I got back.
10 to 5
p.m., like 10
Okay.
p.m. to 5 a.m.
Wow, poor guy. Yes, sir.
Your summer?
Summer, a lot of radio. Watching my daughter. She actually went out for the donkey part in Shrek, and she got it. So it's perfect for her. She caught the acting bug now.
I love that.
I don't.
Yeah, I love that
yes.
for you.
Now she wants to do more stuff.
All right,
See?
so you have an
Yeah.
actress and a college graduate now?
Yes, they do have a college. Yes,
Hey, way to
my
go.
oldest daughter
What?
graduated from Oregon State. Very happy now. Yes.
Where is she now? Is she back home?
She is getting ready to go to Spain, good man. So I need all your advice. See, there you
Hey,
go. See,
tell her she's
is she
living
safe
right.
in Spain?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
completely fine in
There you go.
Spain.
On that note, we want to be the first to welcome you back to LMU. It's great to be here in Westchester on the west side once again, the site for Rams training camp presented by Unify Financial Credit Union. The coaches have reported. The players are here getting set for their first workout. Sean McVay addressed the media yesterday, guys, so maybe we just open with some headlines. I'll drop some names and some notes and dive in if you want to react to anything. Otherwise, I'll just keep powering through. But let's start with the senior statesman. Right tackle Rob Havenstein said he's cleared to be a full participant after missing OTAs while getting those shoulders cleaned up.
How do you put him? The heart and soul of the football team, the toughness
I
of
think
it.
he's the wisdom.
The wisdom.
The
He's the
wisdom.
veteran guy.
Yeah,
he's the oak tree in the room. I mean, he's got to be healthy. That's a good sign. When he's able to go out day one and get some work done, that sends a message to the rest of the team. I thought that was huge.
When we left you in Maui, it was the other tackle, Alaric Jackson at left tackle. That was the question mark. You might remember he had the recurrence of the blood clot issue. No public timetable for his participation in contact drills, but I thought the tone yesterday was far more optimistic, maybe the worst that I had feared. No PUP list, no NFI list. That has to mean better things than maybe we had feared.
No, that's huge. I think he is the key to this whole offensive line. When he's
Agreed.
out there and you don't have to worry about that blind side, which he's done a great job since he was an undrafted rookie and stepped right in for Joe Noboom. Like, he has done an awesome job of stopping it. It reminds me of when he went against Myles Garrett and he got his helmet caught in.
That's right.
And he was like, I didn't do anything. But Myles Garrett didn't do anything either.
Right.
And that's what you want. So hopefully he's healthy. We can get him back going, and that'll really be the focal point of this offense, is keeping that offensive line healthy.
That should help keep Matthew Stafford upright, and this just in. Quarterback is old, and he has an old man's back, which makes sense because he, I think, plays some golf and has kids, and that's how I wake up feeling every day. It checks out.
Yeah,
Totally, but it's a little worrisome when your quarterback's going into year 17 and he starts out camp with something wrong. I mean, I get it. He's earned it. It's probably nothing, but it does concern you a little. Your ears go up when you
Does
Matthew
it?
Stafford, something's wrong.
I kind of think of it more of as like, hey, 17 years, take a week off. Get you 5 to 10. Get you a good 5 to 10. We'll ease you back in.
He is here. There's no contract drama like maybe 12 months ago when we got to LMU. He's going to be on the side for the acclimation period here, these first few workouts. It sounds like when the Rams put the pads on early next week, 9 will be ready to rock.
He doesn't need a ton of camp, but you'd like the receivers to get used to him, especially one in particular.
Well, I think that's where you value the Devontae work that they
Yes.
got together in the spring, certainly. Okay, the other big one, and we'll land here, is the Kyren extension or lack thereof so far. Both sides saying progress has been made. The talks will continue this week with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. As you know, Kyren's entering the final year of his rookie deal. But also the Rams have drafted Blake Corum in the 3rd and Jarquez Hunter in the 4th in the 2 most recent drafts. Maurice, why don't we kick it on over to you for a high-level overview of Kyren's situation?
I think it's a very unique situation because he's been very productive in this system. But at the same time, the Rams value certain positions certain ways, and they allocate their resources certain ways. And I want to say the last time was Todd Gurley, who was a great investment. Kyren's done an awesome job, and I think as long as they keep it keep the communication going, you'll be fine. Like when you're dealing with a situation like Terry McLaurin, that's because they're not talking, right? The talks broke off. The fact that they've made progress is big. The fact that Kyren here is huge because, again, we know what the Rams are without Kyren and when they are with Kyren. As much as we want to talk about the other backs, which we'll talk about later on, Kyren is the with that offensive line and Kyren's ability to run the football, it helps you. Again, the last 2 years down the stretch, Kyren rushing for 100 yards or close to it, and that opened up the passing game a ton for the Rams offense.
It's tough to be a running back these days, but I'm glad he's here. I really am. And for what you said, you've got competition in your own room. I mean, it's going to be tough enough if you didn't have the situation to stay ahead of them, 2 drafted guys. So you have to come compete for your job. Now, as far as paying running backs, that's a hard one, bro. Running backs have been, I guess,
except for Saquon.
Well, you pay special, right? But it seems like the average running backs have a tough time getting what they think they deserve. But I think you're exactly right. It's not contentious. He's here. He's here to compete. So I think something will happen.
I think to be fair to our audience and the work that we've done this summer, I feel like I have to say, like as a GM or salary cap manager, I don't think I could look at the data and give number 23 a rich contract extension unless it benefited us in terms of some near-term salary cap relief or something else. That's just kind of in the black and white.
Right.
As I'll say it the other way, though, as someone who eats and drinks and breathes Rams football every day, I absolutely understand the desire to have Kyren Williams with this team and in this facility beyond this season, right? Because like you said, there's something intangible, different when he plays and when he doesn't. And especially listening to him speak to the media and the fact that he's here and the way that he spoke about his privilege to provide for his loved ones and play football, like if NFL rules allowed for it, I'd be the first in line to contribute to a GoFundMe to make sure that Kyren got all the money he needs to play football here for the rest of his career. So I'm not really coming down on either side of the line, but I'm saying whatever McVay and Snead and Pastors and Demoff and the Rams decide with respect to Kyren Williams, I can get on board.
For the most part, if it doesn't go south, it's all good for the Rams. I like when my running backs feel a little slighted because you try to play your way out of it, which is good for everybody.
What I would tell you is this too: he has to be realistic as well, right? Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, those are the big guys. You got to kind of find your fit. I remember being in that situation as well, and then literally when I got my deal done, Leon Washington was next with the Jets. And he felt like he should have got more just because he was next. That's different. It's not quarterback play. This is running backs. You got to kind of find your slot and find that happy medium and slide in there, and then just keep playing, right? Because, again, the longer you play, the more opportunities you'll get to hit that check.
I think what he said yesterday and the fact that he is here planning to practice and to go speaks to the fact that he has that perspective. He gets it. He just wants to have the opportunity to play for the Rams beyond this year, and I think that's a good thing. And hopefully we're all looking back at his stats at the end of 25 saying, man, wish they would have given him the bag back in July.
Right, that'd be great, yes.
All right, so this is normally the part of the program here in mid-July where I say to you guys, what are your hopes for this team? How will you measure success for the 2025 Rams? But I think I speak for all of us when I say it's nice to be back in these seats where it's a Super Bowl window for your Los Angeles Rams, and anything shy of another Lombardi trophy will feel like a bummer in February. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think I guess my take on it would be health, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're healthy, you have a chance to go and win against anybody. That's the best part about this team, and that's that Super Bowl window. It's just keeping guys healthy as possible. Last year you got hit with the injury bug. You had to come clawing back. If you don't have to deal with all those injuries like they did early in the year, I think the Rams would probably been in a better situation. And so to me, Super Bowl or bust, no question. But my expectation is try to keep as many guys as healthy as possible.
And I've been talking to as many people as possible about this because I've been telling them how high morale is around this football team. And there's nothing wrong with saying Lombardi or bust,
No.
especially when you have a team this loaded, this good, and this veteran-led. But it does make me a little bit nervous when, morale is so high. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get tough. It's hard to get good or to become better when people are patting you on the back, at least from my expectation. When you're trying to overcome naysayers, that's the easy part. It's how do you become better when everyone's telling you you're a Super Bowl contender before you've played game one? That's a rough environment to be in.
Well, I don't think they play this show in the team meeting room, so we can go ahead and pat them on the back. Like, we don't need to detail the reasons why the Rams might not achieve their ultimate goal this season. We know what happens over the course of an NFL schedule. But what is it about the 2025 Rams that inspires confidence that makes you set that bar so high?
Year 1 and 2 jumps, the jump from year 1 to 2, the jump from year 2 to 3.
Oh, so the draft classes?
I think the draft classes, the last two are what really get me excited. I think for me, again, I said it and I'll say it again, with this team it's about health, right? Keeping these big guys healthy, keeping your quarterback upright, keeping that balanced offensive tack, and then allowing those guys on the defensive side to get after it, which I think is your strong part of your team is your defensive line. And anytime your defensive line is a strong part of your team, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl every year.
And they're young and they don't cost a lot. That's what I do love.
DeMarco, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to – K-Dot, what's up?
Oh, my God. Show me the hair. Please show me the hair. That's what I'm talking about.
There we go.
There's my answer right there. When he shows up to camp with ram's horns in his hair, that's why I'm so confident right there. But no, the two things that come to mind, number one, Sean McVay is your head coach.
Yes.
He's one of the best in the league. We know this. And I think the environment I just created, when everybody's patting you on the back, I'm sure he's going to show his team or tell them the opposite. He's going to make them work for it. So he's great at that. The other thing is you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
That makes everything easier. And you've supplemented that with Devontae Adams, and you have Puka Nacua coming back. And like we said with Kyren Williams, you have competition at running back, and your offensive line is getting healthy once you get Jackson back out there. So there's a lot to like. And your defense is young and ascending, and I think they got better towards the end. And they went nose to nose with Philly. They were getting pretty good. If they got past Philly, I think they might have locked down whoever else they played. That's how sky high their confidence was. So the way it ended, who you lost to, and what you have coming back, you should be excited about this year.
And I anytime you're trenches, like there's teams that if you don't believe in your O-line and D-line, you're going to struggle. Right? You could have the quarterback, you could have the wide receivers, but to me, the Rams, 4 or 5 years ago, really invested in that offensive line, that defensive line. Now the dividends are being paid forward here for this run today, right? Your O-line's good, your D-line is good. Those guys are going to get better in training camp. You want to talk about battles. I mean, Havenstein and Verse and all these guys and Byron Young, they're going to get after it. And that's where you're going to get better, by going after it here. When you have when you're really good in the trenches, when you get to week 1, all that hard work that you've put in, I'll just say this. I was watching online about the Chargers, and they were doing one-on-ones, and Joe Alt was going against Khalil Mack.
Oh, yeah.
And then he went against Bud Dupree. That's only going to make him better, right? And
or kill his confidence.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Right.
But here you have that across the board, which is what you want, because now as long as you're good in the trenches, you'll be fine.
I was reflecting earlier today that none of us know what's around the next corner, right? It's so unpredictable. It can take so many different pathways. But I do appreciate and want to rest in this moment that rewind time 4 years and everyone was saying the Rams mortgaged their future to get that championship. And it turns out here we are in the summer of 2025, and the only thing that mortgage has done is build one of the nicest houses on the block. Like, they're set up for success right now, and I think for many more years to come, especially when you consider what they did on draft day, stocking up some extra capital in 2026. All right, should we go to offense first? You want to take like a treetop level view of kind of each unit? And the Rams offense does seem primed, I think, for a substantial step forward. I think there was more there last year. I think we could probably say they achieved as a collective while being underwhelming offensively. Some of the underlying metrics were great, but the point production just wasn't. So why don't we start with the newest weapon in Devontae Adams and how you think he will or won't unlock where the Rams are trying to go offensively.
Well, it reminds me of getting Odell Beckham Jr. here, right? A guy that can line up at X and win on a slant and a fade. That opened up our offense so much more, right? Because now when we get in the tight red zone, which the Rams struggled in when they weren't able to run the ball and be successful, when I can put 3 guys on one side and him on the other side, and you have to either double him to stop him, which opens up this other side, or the running game, or you single him up, and we know we have a 80-20 chance to complete a pass. To me, that just gives your quarterback and your play callers so much more confidence to call plays and make things happen.
That's an interesting callback because I had written down, I think if he and Matthew get to play, you pick a number, 13, 14, at least 15 games together, whatever it ends up being, I think this will end up being the best offense since the championship season. And I think this is the best group of pass catchers they've assembled since OBJ crumpled to the turf at SoFi.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Agreed. Yes. And he's going to help you on third down. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but since 2012, I think he has the fourth most third down targets, the most third down yardage, and the most third down touchdowns. So that's where I wish the Rams, you said they left a lot of meat on the bone last year, getting off the field on third down. They weren't very good at that. Davante Adams is going to help you there to stay on the field, and then big plays will happen. But this is the one thing I love about the position I played. I'm not quarterback dependent.
No.
Receivers are. So when you say, well, Davante Adams isn't what he used to be, well, look at who's throwing to him. Terry McLaurin, the same thing. Well, his numbers don't really show. Well, look who's throwing to him. He's quarterback dependent. That's all about to change when Davante Adams and Matthew Stafford go on the field at the same time.
Yeah, I just when you have a guy that can beat one-on-one, I play with Justin Blackman. It is so crazy. When you have a guy that can beat one-on-one, your quarterback is awesome.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can scan the field and be like, okay, I got one-on-one. Here we go. I'm not even worried about over. We've seen Matthew Stafford do that a ton, right? When you had Cooper Kupp and OBJ, it was like you pick your poison. Cooper
Megatron, you name it.
Yeah. How do you? And so when you have that type of person, it just opens up so much more. And then, like you said, third down. Red zone. I just think that those things, those situations are going to be heightened a little bit more for the Rams.
Goal to go, you're great. Red zone, not so much. It's just weird.
One of the things I'll be watching, you guys can color in between the lines here, is how much or how little Davante's in motion at the snap. Right? Like pre-snap motion at the snap has become such an attribute of this offense. If Davante is standing still, I'm going to take that as a good sign because that means what you're saying is true. He's going to win. He can change math himself. We don't have to create anything for him. And since you can only have one guy in motion at the snap at a time, guess what? If he's winning from the line of scrimmage, then Puka can become a chess piece. Then Tutu can come flaming across the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of other good things that I think can happen if Davante is just Davante.
I wonder what the metrics are, the numbers are when the Rams don't motion anyone, how successful they are. Because I feel like they're very successful when they get up and they snap the ball.
Well, you'd have to go look at their August stats because that's the only time they're standing still. Is those 3 games.
But there's sometimes they'll run up to the line and they'll just snap the ball, and guys are just wide open because everyone's ready for the motion. So I think it's going to be exciting.
The other element to that is if you were to pick a position group that has to improve the most this season, I would make a strong case it's the tight end room. I was as optimistic as any of us, as anyone in the Ramley, about the tight end group that the Rams had assembled, even with an injured Tyler Higbee last season. I was wrong. When he came back, you felt that difference.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's good to go, and they drafted a rookie as well. I think that group takes a big step forward.
I hope so. I was about as bullish as you were last year, and I'm surprised it didn't work out or it took so long to get going. But when Higbee came back, I mean, he's a team leader. You remember when he scored. Everybody went completely bonkers, but it changed the offense some. And we've always said about a McVay offense, and maybe it does change with Davante Adams, but if you can make the Pro Bowl at tight end in this offense, you are the man because of what they ask you. Block like a tackle, run routes like a receiver, and all of a sudden switch on the fly when Stafford feels like it. And you're going to be the move guy more often than not. So there's a lot left there, a lot to be done on offense. But I'm excited about Ferguson and what he can do down the middle of the field. Or maybe you might be able to use the back pylon in the end zone in the red zone at some point with a big receiver that can go up and get it. So I'm with you. If you can find a way to maximize that position in this offense, there's almost not much you can do as a free safety. You can't cover them all up.
He reminds me of a young Tyler Higbee, though. Like, he reminds me of that blanket that Jared Goff had when you drafted Tyler Higbee, that guy he can go to, throw a quick flat to, and the guy can make you miss. He'll get you 12, 15 yards and extend. I think the biggest thing is going to be the physicality that you need in the red zone of the tight ends. I think that was what was missing more than anything. When you look at Stafford trying to fit the ball in, a lot of the receiver or tight ends were like, they weren't physical at contact. When you're not pushing off a linebacker, you're not creating space. In the red zone, it's about creating space. And if you really all the additions offensively, it's about red zone, if you notice it, right? It's a receiver that can win one-on-one in the red zone, a tight end that can run option routes and create space and athletic enough to catch the ball and do things. And that's what he did at Oregon. So I'm excited to kind of see the red zone numbers, as the Rams are really good from 20 to 20, but what are they going to do in the red zone?
I got more thoughts on T. Ferguson a little bit when we talk rookies, but let's transition to that offensive line and especially the center, Coleman Shelton, because why do I believe in Stafford at age 37? Why am I betting on Devontae at 33 and Higbee at 32? Why do I think there are career years available for Puka in year 3 and Tutu? I think it's because of Coleman Shelton. I think he's a force multiplier. I think he fixes a lot of what prevented the Rams from attaining their highest level last year,
Agreed.
including in the final few reps of that season. He might be one of the most undervalued offensive players in the NFC.
And he's walking out right now. There he is right there.
Nice.
Big dude. He's a veteran center. So, number one, it's the same thing with offense, defense. As many times as you've been through it, you're going to see things before they happen. Look, they're giving me this. I know they're about to do that. Tell that to your quarterback. Tell that to your guard. So he's a veteran guy, and he's tough as nails too. So and that just takes more pressure off Matthew Stafford, who seemed like he had to do a lot more.
Preventing the worst from happening.
Correct.
Preventing the negatives that derailed some of the positives that were readily apparent.
Yes.
You just could never really seem to harness.
Yeah, I thought Bo Limmer did an awesome job. I just thought it was
tough.
his communication.
Nothing
right?
against
and
him.
that's nothing. You're right.
They got
You're a
way
rookie.
more. Where would the Rams have been without him last year?
Way more than what you expected. Yeah. But communication at that position is key. That is the most important thing at the center position, to be able to communicate down the line to your backs and to your quarterback to protect in passing situations. You talked about those last 2 snaps, there was miscommunication. And so, again, they got into the red zone. They stalled, right?
Yeah.
So you bring back your old center that communicated and made sure that everybody was on the same page and understood. And you talked about it, the snaps and the reps and seeing everything. So now I know what's going on. Hey, this is what we're doing.
And I played this guy.
Yeah.
I know what he's going to do.
This is how we're going to do this. And I think that's what was missed, especially in an offense in which there's so much verbiage and so many things going on and checks and moves and this. Your center has to be able to understand here 1-2 words and then be able to communicate and get everybody on the same page.
Let's flip to defense and the guy he's going to be sweating on for the next 2 weeks, and that's Poona Ford. Because if getting Coleman back in this building was one way to address maybe the most raw nerve that was bothering the Rams offense, I feel like Poona Ford is that for this defense. It's shoring up the biggest deficiency so that what you've built can be great.
You know, it's funny. You're watching all the players walk on the field, right?
Yeah.
What have you noticed about all of them? They're all smiling. This is the first day of training camp. You're not supposed to be smiling.
I always smile at training camp. You doing happy at training
Heck
camp?
no. I'm getting ready to get beat up for 2 hours.
To be honest, training camp for me was so much fun because I got to go home and
You
sleep.
don't get hit, right? Don't hit Maurice.
No, stop it.
Come
I
on
got hit
now.
all the time.
That's why you didn't.
No, I wish.
What was the question again? I'm
it was
sorry.
Poona Ford. I'm
Ford.
going to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think the Rams, if you look at their defense, it was obviously giving up big run plays, right? And it was really B gap to B gap.
Oh, yeah.
What Poona Ford can do is control that. Control B gap to B gap, because you can hear. I've talked to multiple centers around the league just about him and other coaches, and they're like, that may be the sign of free agency.
Oh my God, yes,
because
absolutely.
His ability to control those gaps and still get pass rush out of that as well is going to collapse pockets, and again, it's going to allow the other guys to be able to do what they want to do.
That makes everybody better if you can hold that A gap, the backside, the front side, what have you. He's a good reader of blocks. He can shoot in there to the backfield and be a disruptor. He can hold the point. He's the perfect nose tackle. He's the perfect height, long arms, same everything, and he could care less if he makes the play or not, just as long as the ball carrier goes down. So he's unselfish. And I like what you said. In an obvious passing situation, or if it goes from run to pass, he can straighten out. He's got some wiggle.
And he
can win one-on-one.
And he can put his hands in your chest and run you into the quarterback.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
It's like, what are you going to do when you have these guys winning so fast on the edge, right? And then you got a guy caving down the pocket.
Well, how many ops do they get? I feel like if I could pay to see one end of your stat for 2025, it might be the opposing offense's average yards left on second down.
Yeah.
Like if you show me that number,
average yards left on second down.
Basically, like, do you stop your early down?
First and 10.
If that trends in a healthy direction, I have no doubt that Chris Shula and company are going to make strides this year. And it's not just Poona. I mean, shout out to Tyler Davis entering year 2. You draft Ty Hamilton. I think the Rams collectively are more stout up front, and I think that's going to be great things for Kobe Turner.
Well, not to go old man on the dais, but
Please.
I think he may be the best true nose tackle the Rams have had in 20 years. Not just a guy you put there because there's no other spot for him.
Right.
or he's not a good enough 3 technique, or Aaron's not giving this guy enough run. This is a true nose tackle. This is what he does.
Yeah,
I lock this down.
He looks like
yes.
a small refrigerator.
Yes, he does, like the one you bring to college,
yeah,
right?
It's
Yes.
a college refrigerator.
Except he's got long arms. Yes, we're talking about you.
Linebacker position now has Spates as a sophomore, Nate Landman in free agency, a drafted rookie in Pooh Paul, and an undrafted named Sean Dolak, who I'm going to try and name drop every day we're on this set because I think he's a fan favorite already.
Well, I'll say this, JB, about the linebackers. You're going to learn a lot about them in preseason.
Oh, yeah.
We learned a lot about Omar Spates in preseason. Remember that first game?
Oh,
I was like, dude, he was playing with an intent to be violent.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking about, I was like, if you can get him on the field on first and second down, he'll be okay. And that's what he was. He was awesome on first and second down. We talked about those jumps from year 1 to year 2. He has to take a huge step to be able to come in on that third down to be that nickel or dime linebacker where you don't have to put a safety in the box. Right. And then, you're going against the Eagles and they're running the ball at your safeties. You don't want that. You don't want Saquon Barkley and Lyman running up on safeties.
No.
You have to be that guy to be able to cover and go. So it's going to be a huge jump for him. And then Nate Landman is from the crib.
He will hit you.
He's from the crib. He's from Danville. He went to Monte Vista High School.
He will hit you.
He finds the ball. He just turnovers. He just when you watch his tape, it's like, why is this guy always around the ball? And some people just have a knack for being where the ball's supposed to be.
You can tell he studies.
He's one of those guys.
Yes.
And so to me, you have a guy that can be forceful against the run and then a guy that can find the ball. You're good.
Omar Spates, I thought, had his best game the last game of the season against Philadelphia. Had a sack. He was all over the place. Had a few games where he had 10 tackles or more. You could just tell the confidence was growing. And again, your second time through where you've seen the same offense or the same approach, you know how they're trying to get you.
Right.
That's only going to make you a little bit faster. So I think, 60 tackles in 11 games? Something like that.
That'll project over 17 in a way that you're going to like.
He'll be up in the upper hundreds as far as tackles as long as he stays healthy. And could actually have a career year. Or he will have because of guess what's in front of him. Poona Ford.
Yeah.
There won't be free runners coming to that middle linebacker anymore.
All right. Quick word on the secondary. I think the safety trio of Kinchins, Curl, and Lake might be vastly unheralded, especially when you mix in McCullough. And the biggest bet the Rams placed on themselves this offseason has to be in the secondary. You got a 32-year-old corner in D. Will, a 30-year-old in Akello, a fourth-year pro in Kobe Durant. I believe it's got a shot to work out well, and even if it breaks down somewhere, come on, Emmanuel Forbes, Darion Kendrick, Josh Wallace, Charles Woods. They got optionality there. They got numbers to throw at the problem.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, though. When you have pass rush, me and DeMarco get out there. JB, you want to get some safety? When the quarterback has 3 seconds to get the ball off, that's what you're looking for, right? That affords you to do that in the secondary, to have some older veteran players that study and understand. I still remember Darius Williams' pick against Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He still has that play. The pick against the Niners to seal it. So when you get pass rush and you force that ball out quickly, it allows these older guys that are smart and understand and can play and still can run to play a little bit longer than what you want. Now, if there's a guy that if you don't have pass rush, can have these you got to have some young guys out here.
Yeah.
You got to have some young guys out
here
that can cover. Yeah.
So
let's land this plane with a few final questions. Which rookie are you looking forward to seeing the most out here in the coming weeks?
Ferguson.
Me too.
Yeah.
How come?
Just because of what he might bring to this offense and what we think this offense can be with some, I guess, fresh blood at that spot. No diss to Big Rig, to Tyler Higbee, but I'm very excited to see what they do and possibly on the field at the same time.
You know why I think it's so important, not just to this team, but to the future of Rams football, is because I think one of the last remaining salary cap cheat codes is having a pass-catching tight end, either on a rookie deal or that you can extend for less than a premium wide receiver. And when you see the extensions coming down the pike for these Los Angeles Rams, you're going to have to pay Puka and Kobe and Avila and Verse, right? For that to work,
got to take it from somewhere.
I think it's essential to have a productive, cost-controlled tight end, and he's kind of someone that the Rams have been chasing, I think, since the first pick of the Sean McVay era, being Gerald Everett, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll piggyback on that because I think he's going to be the one that has the greatest chance to play it fast enough. But remember 12 personnel?
Yes, that's when you actually have 2 tight ends.
When the Rams actually did that, how crazy that was, and it was throwing teams off, and they were running like crazy. The play action pass was awesome a couple years ago. Maybe that is another version of it as well.
That's what's different too, is in the post Cooper, and we mentioned his name here in minute 30, whatever. They were playing 11.5 personnel, right? Especially once Puka came along.
Playing 12 out of 11.
And so there's going to be different versions of this offense, and I think to replace that factor, maybe you do plug in a different tight end as opposed to a third receiver. Other names that interest you? Name drop. Someone that doesn't have to be a rookie, that you're going to be watching closely, either in individual or team
Is he
drills?
behind me? Let me see where he is. You mentioned Pooh, right? A new
Pooh
linebacker.
Paul?
Pooh Paul, another linebacker. Now, I have to say this with all due respect. Can you be the one that basically puts Reeder on the bench?
Yeah.
Can you be that linebacker? Can you beat him out? You've got the ability. That's a great question.
So you're saying it's pointing that the Reeder's here. He's the baseline to beat.
You should be
at
chasing
linebacker.
him down. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you want to earn a job in the NFL, you got to run somebody down, right? Can you be that guy? Can you be that third linebacker? At some point, if you play Baltimore or Philadelphia, if you have designs on winning the Lombardi, you're going to have to face teams that do play 12 or 21. You're going to have to go out there with 3 linebackers. Do you have them right now? We're going to find out.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be the interior O-line. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, and how important. I want to see the jump from those 3. Like, they did a really good job. We talked about the communication, but can they become more dominant?
So plug Coleman back
Yes.
in and see what it means to the
Yes.
2 guards.
Okay, if those guys can be dominant there, and you're running that downhill running game, and then that play action pass and all those things that come out of that, that to me, I think is going to really, again, I don't know. When I look at the Rams, I look at them as, hey, we want to score as many points and let our pass rushers pin their ears back. Well, those three guys inside have to be dominant in order for that to happen, because, 1, you got to create lanes in the running game, and then 2, you got to allow Stafford to be able to step up and make some throws.
I picked Jordan Whittington, who I think is a bit of a forgotten man as we prepare for this season, in part because of the impact he made on special teams at the end of last season. I hope he can continue to be that guy for this edition of the Rams. But a little pop quiz here for our first Between the Horns of the season. Other than Puka Nacua, who is Pro Football Focus's #1 graded wide receiver, do you know the only other Ram who was top 25? It was Whittington.
Jordan Whittington.
It was Whittington. In his starts, 6 catches for 62, 7 for 89, 3 for 86. In a post-Cooper Cup world, I think Jordan Whittington, who broke out last preseason, can really be a factor.
I know how we couched him or kind of described him. I think he has something different in mind. We were thinking special teamer, part-time receiver. He may be thinking something opposite.
No question.
Give me an opportunity on offense, and let me show you what happens.
And I'll end it with this, JB. I'm still hoping that Tutu Atwell continues to have the 17 yards of separation.
He's in a different category for me.
It's just like, we talked about all these people, yet Tutu Atwell, every time he gets an op, in the Eagles game, he comes off the sideline, runs a deep comeback, catches the ball, goes back to the sideline. Like, how does that happen? I remember coming off the sideline in the cold, being tight.
Right.
Like, yeah, this don't feel good. He comes off, gets separated, catches the ball, here, go back, we're good.
He's proven to be more complete than anyone might have given him credit for, but I still think he's in a separate seat in the wide receiver room because of his superpower.
Right.
I mean, he brings something to the table that only one of them have, and I think all the other pieces together make a lot of sense. I think this receiver group fits together really well, and you've got some depth there.
Yeah, you do. Big time.
Want to drop a position battle on the way out here? You kind of said interior offensive line, but that's not really a battle.
Give me your top 4 corners right now.
Okay.
Give
So
me your
you're
top
rounding
4
out
guys.
your corner depth chart?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me your top 4 right now.
Yeah, I
think it's the top 3 in Forbes.
Yeah.
Forbes has to be one of them.
He is going to make some noise before this camp's over. The dude's got so much talent. If you can get over how skinny he is, the guy can absolutely
cover. He put on some weight, though. I'd say put a little muscle on this offseason. Yeah. I really think that the battles are going to be linebacker, off-ball linebacker, and corner.
I couldn't get you to say running back, huh? You don't think anyone's coming for Kyren's snaps?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I just saw Kyren come out here, and then not yet. No,
not even for his benefit.
Not
even for his benefit.
No, I think Kyren has an uncanny ability to make people miss in a phone booth. And I've watched Blake Corum. He doesn't have that. He's more explosive, but he doesn't have that ability to make a guy miss and then hit the hole. The only thing that Kyren doesn't have, which he's been working on actually, is just that long speed. And as long as he keeps working on that long speed, I think it'll work out. Yeah, and protecting the ball. Don't get me wrong. That's number 1. But his ability to make someone miss, or a linebacker to miss, his ability to pass block the way he does, those things to me, like, I don't see. It's hard to replace that.
Yeah, I was thinking swing tackle, running back, linebacker, and tight end.
Swing tackle's good. That's going to be a good battle.
I mean, you hope that your starters are there.
Right.
But I think we were kind of put on notice early this offseason that you're going to need more depth there than maybe you've had in the past. But I settled on special teams, which is kind of a lame, finishing note, but like roster spots 51, 52, 53, that's what this month is all about to me. And I'm curious whether an extra safety like Malik Dixon Williams, undrafted out of UConn, or an undrafted linebacker like Jamil Muhammad or Josh Piercy or Sean Dolak, or even a tight end like Torres or Redmond could make a case on teams to deserve a helmet on game day.
There's going to be an Omar Speights this
There's
year.
going to be.
There's
That's
going
right.
to be one.
That's right.
I mean, that's how you get on the field. And most of these teams, they're kind of set offensively what they want.
That's
they have
exactly
an idea.
right. Like, I bet you could ask McVay, do you know who your game day, whatever are
Yeah.
on offense? And he's like, plus or minus
Reasonably,
one.
yes.
I think I do.
Yes.
Out of like you probably maybe 2 at most, right?
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, but special teams is where you always make the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did it. That's what I did in the NFL.
Yeah.
I had to make it special teams, and then I got a chance to play running back.
Wait,
so
were
that's
you
how it is.
returning or were you going down and covering?
I did both.
See?
I
No,
did
no.
both.
Covering is making on special teams.
Listen, I covered kickoffs
Yeah.
and punts. I
That's
was the
just
gunner.
give Maurice another touch on kick return.
I was the gunner, and then they threw me out of bounds, and I was like, "Put me back inside and give me the PP because that over there is not for everybody. That's
That's
2 guys
legalized
on
mugging.
one.
Yeah.
That's not fair."
Well, like you, I love traveling, and
Yes.
a little bit like you, I love drama and
Yes.
performance.
Let's go.
I love golf, but there's nothing I love more than talking Rams football, and this is the best time of year. I'm glad the calendar has finally tilted in our favor, and I know that you, our audience, are too. Thanks for watching our inaugural training camp kickoff episode of Between the Horns, presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Come join us here at LMU. For MJD, DeMarco Farr, I'm JB Long. We'll talk to you soon.